So, very good evening, good morning, good afternoon to everyone. It's my great privilege being here in the Global Virtual Summit 2020, Computing, Engineering and Technology. The topic leading transformational change in education, and my topic is on need of innovation ecosystem in higher education institutions. I am Dr. C. Rene Robin, the Dean of Innovation in Sri Sai Ram Institute of Group of Institutions, promoting innovation in higher education institutions. We are all talking about the outcome-based education, and from the innovation point of view, what is the real expectation of from an engineer? Engineering is all about the studying and developing a product that is going to help the local and the global people. So, what is the real expectation or expected outcome from an engineer? Is finding optimal and sustainable solution to society's current need and future problems. We have a lot of current needs to be addressed to the locals and the global level, at the local and global level, and we are facing some problems. Have to force well ahead and develop sustainable development for this. And normally the problem is the if a problem, if a project is taken from the library and it will end up at library. This is what the major finding we have identified from our research, where this outcome is not able to achieve. A problem must come from society. Don't search your problems from journals. We keep on telling to the students, don't search a problem from the students. Identify a problem, formulate it from the society, from the village, from the industry. Even they can identify the problem from their own kitchen and try to identify the solution for that. This is what, if you formulate a problem from industry, it will end up at industry. If you formulate a problem from village, it will end up at village. So what is this is what the expected outcome of an engineer. Keeping this mind, our institution, I'm working in Sai Ram Engineering College, located in Chennai, India. We have designed and developed an innovation ecosystem named Sai Ram Innovation Ecosystem. So it consists of four phases. And our institution is promoting and supporting sustainable development goals of United Nations. So we have adopted this all the 17 goals and 169 targets proposed suggested by United Nations, and it is integrated with the curriculum. Since it is an autonomous institution, so we got the provision of integrating this curriculum. And the product development culture need to be started at first year, and we call it as a competition based learning model. We are much familiar on activity based learning model, we are much familiar on project based learning model, and what model we have proposed and proposing is the competition based learning model. And this competition based learning model have four phases. Each year a mega competition will be done. The announcement will be given in the first studying of the semester, and the evaluation will be done at the end of the semester. We call an exclusive program. I'll tell you name the four competition. Sai Ram, the name of the institution, SDG Sustainable Development Goals, Ideathon, Sai Ram SDG Ideathon, second year Sai Ram SDG Solvathon, third year Sai Ram SDG Innovathon, and final year Sai Ram SDG Inspirathon. This is what the model we have framed. What we are doing in first year is immersion program, making the students to realize the real need of the society, village, and industry. So helping them or encouraging them to bring their own ideas by realizing the need of the village, industry, and society, and collecting this and educating them critical thinking. Every engineer must go through what is critical thinking, starting from problem statement till the solution, how it can be achieved. And once these are collected, these will be segregated or distributed based on goals, 17 goals, and domain, Say, for example, IoT is a domain, data science is a domain, and material science is a domain. So we'll categorize it. End of the first year, there will be a competition, and the evaluation is purely based on how big the idea is and how it is supporting to the Sustainable Development Goals of United Nations. And this idea will come to when the student come to second year, the idea given by submitted in the first year will get its own shape, and we are reshaping the idea in the second year through the design thinking concept, teaching them design thinking, and the various technological training and boot camp will be conducted at second year to groom them in their domain specialization, and accelerated programs will be conducted to accelerate them, and business model development, because when I say innovation, the definition for innovation is invention multiplied by commercialization. If commercialization is not part of it, then we cannot claim it as an innovation. So teaching them the value of their idea and making them to develop the business model from the idea which they have submitted. So at the end of the second year, there will be a competition called SIRAM SDG Solvathon, where the feasibility, the evaluation is purely based on the possibility and feasibility of the idea. And at the end of semester, the idea which he has submitted in the first year will get its own shape. And second year, third year, they will come to when they come to third year, they start developing prototype for the idea which have been submitted in the first year, got reshaped in the second year. Now the prototype development is the year-long process, and these students will be permitted to go outside, showcase their project through various competition, pitching. And so what is required for them now is training on business pitching. So we'll make them to write pitching, pitch desk, and so on. And accelerated technology readiness level is an important component in innovation ecosystem, and every student will must know the technological readiness level, all the 9 technological readiness level, and every time when they move forward, they will assess their technology readiness level of their prototype or the product. And this is what is happening at third year, and end of the year, the competition SIRAM SDG Innovathon will be done, and evaluation is purely based on how innovative his idea is. And final year, when they come, this will become their final year product, final year project, and they start developing from the prototype which we have developed in the second year. And the competition is called SIRAM SDG Inspirathan. Why I have given this Inspirathan name is how these students are inspiring the world through their paper publication, through their patent publication, and setting up of a startup. And this is what all about our 4 years program, and we have integrated it with the curriculum. And it is giving it is designed and developed in such a way that to bring transformation in higher educational institution, especially engineering education, and it will meet the need of the local, and more sustainable products will come out from this. And we are focusing on one student, one startup, and every student those who are coming must go out with a startup. It will not stop their dream job of going or higher studies. The technology incubation center at our campus will adopt all these technologies, and it will be safely handed over to the investors. These are the model we have developed to promote the innovation ecosystem, and we believe that this innovation ecosystem will meet the challenges. What is the expectation of the common people? So engineer, what is the role of the engineer? The expectation of the common people is the reasonable quality air, clean water, reasonable quality healthcare, safety for women and children. And the people want affordable housing, reasonable quality transportation, reasonable quality schooling and college education for their children, hassle-free public governance, and they do not want any harassment from bribe-seeking petty officials. These are all the basic need of the local and the engineers and engineering student. We are not calling them as students; they are all innovators. Encourage them to innovate something. Innovation is the easiest part when we compared it with discovery and invention. and we are educating the innovation, the need of innovation, and the higher education institution alone can help this, and ideas are pulled in higher education institutions, and institution must come forward to meet this. I want to give two recommendations to this global summit, and I urge the organizers to take it to very serious for the betterment of the future betterment of the globe. The first recommendation is setting up of a startups must be a criteria for the completion of any higher education degree. Currently what is happening, the project development is the maximum a student will do, and we call it as the partial fulfillment of the degree is developing a project. And scenario must have to be changed, and setting up of startups must be a criteria for the completion of any higher education degree is my first recommendation. And my second recommendation is every higher education institution need to set up a technology business incubator inside the campus to attract the potential engineers. So the development will be safely surrendered at the technology business incubator, and these things, all the technologies will be incubated at the technology business incubator TBI. We call it as TBI, and outside the investors and the business people, we need to conduct a lot of exhibitions, startup expo and other thing, and showcase it to or present or pitch it to the investors and attract more investors and supply this technology and transfer this technology. So the technology transformation or the technology transfer will come from education institution to the business sector. And this model is completely eradicating students, or it is giving 100% guarantee that all the projects will be done by the students, since we are encouraging the product development from the first year, ideating in the first year, finding the solution to solve this problem, and enhancement of the idea will be happening in the second year. And third year, when they develop prototype, final year they will develop the product for the prototype, and they can inspire through various paper publication and the product patent publication, and we will teach them how to protect their intellectual property right. Gone all the days, the wealth of the people are judged by the amount of movable and immovable property. The days are coming, the wealth of an individual is going to be measured with the amount of intellectual property he or she has. So it is the responsibility of the education institutions. The right moment we are giving more importance for outcome-based education, have to inculcate this innovation and the innovation ecosystem among the students and faculty members. It will encourage students and faculty members to set up their own startup, and through this we can support the need of the country, need of the globe, and moreover that need of the local people. And we strongly believe that this model will work out for all the educational institutions, especially higher education institution teaching engineering and technology. And this model is purely developed for they are focused on 4 years engineering graduation, and this can be customized for other degrees. And I humbly submitting these two recommendations to this summit, global summit. Thank you so much for this wonderful opportunity given to me to talk about our innovation ecosystem. And this is what the need of innovation ecosystem. I am Dr. Rene Robin, professor in the Department of Computer Science and Engineering, Dean Innovation, Sri Sairam Engineering College, Chennai, India. This is my contact number 9840222341. My email ID is renerobin@sairam.edu.in. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for having me. And I'm honored to be part of this Global Virtual Summit 2022 on outcome-based education. And I usually start my presentation by dedicating it to someone. And I dedicate this presentation to my late father, who was more than a father to me. He was a friend, he was a mentor, and I've learned a lot of things from him. So I'm truly missing him today in my presentation. Just to quickly introduce myself, Uh, my name is Professor Dr. Yawar Hayat, and currently I am working as a Deputy Vice Chancellor in Rifa International University. Rifa International University is a private sector university in Islamabad, the capital of Pakistan. And at the same time, I am also working in a sister organization in UAE, which is known as RAC College of Dental Sciences, and where we have just applied this model of outcome-based education. By profession, I'm a dentist, but due to my PhD in medical education, recently, about 8 months ago, I've been promoted as Deputy Vice Chancellor of the university. So coming to the topic, it's basically outcome-based education. It's a small case study which we have implemented as a pilot study in one of our engineering programs in RIFA, and I was listening to Professor Saram's presentation, wonderful presentation. So I think he would be understanding it more as it was piloted in our engineering program. So as I said, it's a small case study which we have piloted in Rifa University a couple of months back. So I'll briefly cover these contents, and then in the end, I'll just wind it up with few recommendations and considerations for future. So, as we all know that outcome-based education is an educational theory which places emphasis on goals or outcomes. And basically, in other words, it's that what students are expected to know and what they can able to do. So, regarding the requirements and challenges, basically, OBE is now basically it's out of the need, I guess, and people they are now implementing it globally. And we have also, as I said, piloted a small study in which we have implemented this pedagogy in one of our engineering programs. However, it poses a few challenges in terms of teacher training, in terms of how the students are assessed. So we can talk about a bit later about those challenges. So as I said, we have implemented this case study in our Faculty of Engineering and Applied Sciences, and we have got 8 faculties, and the Faculty of Engineering took the initiative to implement this OBE model in our BS Electrical Engineering program as a pilot in 2016. And following are the main key steps when we implemented this pedagogy. We designed program education objectives, and we also designed PLOs and then course learning objectives, and then the identification of domains of Bloom's taxonomy like cognitive, affective, and psychomotor. And the most important part, as I said, teaching the teachers, basically, that was the most difficult part. We conducted a few workshops in that. And in the end, we did curriculum alignment according to both the OBE model and the industry requirement. And last but not the least, to document the performance of students and the institute at large, the student achievements, CLOs, PLOs, they were all analyzed and strategies were developed and opted as continual quality improvement model for rest of the faculties to follow this model. This is the university vision, basically to excel in development of a holistic value-based research education and training programs. I'll just mention a few vision from my slide. To play a leadership role at national and international levels in systematic reforms, transformation, the creation of tolerance and forbiddance and innovative solutions, and also to establish a model institution, particularly in holistic healthcare and other domains of the university. The university's mission is the establishment of state-of-the-art educational institution with a focus on inculcating ethical values. And our mission is to produce graduates having sound knowledge, cutting-edge skills, and positive attitude with respective disciplines. So these were the 4 program education objectives which were developed. I'll just quickly go through them. PEO1 was graduates will be proficient electrical biomedical engineers serving in industries. Graduates will exhibit adaptation to advancements in knowledge for creating solutions. Graduates will contribute as effective team members and managers in their organizations. And last one is graduates will exhibit ethical values and demonstrate commitment to their responsibility towards sustainability and safety of society and environment. And there was a process of revision of these program education objectives. And I will not go into the detail of this. You can see the picture, the model, actually, how we did the revision. Basically, it was from alumni feedback, employer feedback, and alumni database, and then the rest of the steps were followed as showed there. Then we also developed program learning outcomes. They were basically engineering knowledge, problem analysis, investigation, modern tool usage, just to name a few, communication, project management, and lifelong learning. And again, there was a process of revision of these PLOs as we did for the PEOs. Same goes for the PLOs. We gathered feedback from alumni, from their employers, faculty course review, and also analysis of the PLOs. And then the cycle, which you can see over here, we did that actually. So because of shortage of time, I cannot go into the details. So after developing these PLOs and PEOs, then the next step was to map up the two. So we did that according to on the left side corner, you can see the PLOs and then PEOs on the right side, and we just mapped them together. Then we have course learning outcomes. For each specific course, we developed learning outcomes, and they were devised using Bloom's taxonomy, the most famous, having these three domains: cognitive, psychomotor, and affective. So basically based on these three domains, the course learning outcomes were developed. Difficult part, again, was the teachers training, for which we did a number of workshops in which we introduced OBE as a pedagogy to be implemented into the engineering curriculum. Then the designing of PLOs, how we can assess the students, evaluation, introduction to Bloom's taxonomy, then the clarity of focus, how they can share their knowledge, how they understand their role, most importantly, because you see, OBE is basically a learner-centered approach. So it was on the teacher to understand his role. Since it's not teacher-centered, so the role of a teacher is more of a facilitator. So he should understand the role and then play accordingly. And tracking improvements and also setting performance goals for students. So these were the few interventions we did for training our teachers. Then comes the curriculum alignment. And again, in curriculum alignment, we had a teacher training program. Then we have the course alignment, in which once the OBE model was implemented, as I said earlier, PEOs and PLOs were developed, they were mapped, and then CLOs were also developed, and course learning outcomes, then they were mapped with the program learning outcomes. Fourthly, we also have an industrial advisory board because it was necessary to bridge the gap between the industry and the academia. And to develop that linkage, we have developed this board, and in which we have prominent members from the industry who are basically serving on this board. Continual quality improvement in any exercise, I think continuous improvement is very important. We have got continuous quality improvement committees. We also developed a way how we can gather employer feedback, which is very important. Then at the end of the degree programs, students were asked to share their opinion regarding the requirements of learning outcomes. So it was just a student exit survey. Another important aspect in quality improvement was continuous monitoring of the industrial advisory board. We have basically 2 meetings in 6 months where all these members, they get together and they see how the program can be further improved. Alumni feedback, again, one of the very important components of continuous improvement. And last but not the least, the faculty review. In the review, the faculty members, they provide reviews on course content, learning outcomes, teaching methodology, assessment, and evaluation. So this is basically a snapshot of the whole OB implementation model. How we did that: first, we look at the university vision and mission, and then the key 3 stakeholders: alumni, the mission of the program, and the employer. And this is how basically we did this. We implemented this whole OBE model. Just to name a few achievements, we did successful faculty training. We have completely trained faculty members now who are basically trained in the OBE pedagogy, and we are now thinking of implementing this OBE in our other faculties as well, namely in medicine, dentistry, and in business management as well. Uh, Faculty of Engineering and Applied Sciences hold the status of pioneers of implementation of OBE model in the engineering programs across Pakistan. So it's not only in Rifa, it's basically the pioneer university which implemented this OBE across Pakistan. Then a successful launch of International Advisory Board, as I mentioned earlier, and also OBE level 2 accreditation for PEC. Currently, all our engineering programs under the Faculty of Engineering and Applied Sciences, they hold the status of OBE base level 2 accreditation by Pakistan Engineering Council. So it was also very important to get the accreditation in this domain from the regulatory body, which is in our case is the Pakistan Engineering Council, and we did that. Future considerations, I think analysis of student performance in industry, one of the very important things. Then continuous quality improvement model for the OBE on alumni and employers feedback, strengthening the industry academia linkages, and preparing our students as technology inventors and innovators, as mentioned by my friend in the previous presentation as well. So if you quickly do the comparative analysis, we can see that definitely outcome-based education is far ahead. It's certainly an innovation, and it's far better than the conventional education system in terms of curriculum design, in terms of teaching and learning process, and also in terms of outcomes and assessment. We have come to a conclusion that certainly outcome-based education it is better than the conventional traditional system. So just to conclude, OB is a model of education that rejects the traditional model, empowers students to choose what they would like to study and how. It fits well to learners' strengths and weaknesses, hence is learner-centered. It provides sufficient time to attain proficiency and fluency in the subject matter. And evidence showed that it improves competency in knowledge acquisition, enhanced clinical skills, and improve the attitude while performing the clinical skills. So the take-home message is OB is certainly gaining popularity in higher education institutions. It's need of the hour. It brings clarity among the teachers and students. It gives a freedom of learning, and it also provides an opportunity for multiple learning strategies. And in my humble opinion, I think it should be promoted and should be implemented in higher education globally. The implementation, however, this implementation requires proper training of teachers in terms of assessment procedures, in terms of classroom activities, in terms of additional time for managing the tasks, and continuous monitoring of all the learning process. So this is my email. If you have any suggestions, any queries, you are more than welcome to comment. Thank you very much. I beg leave. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir. Dr. Kalicharan, can you please share your slides, sir?
Yes, sure, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Is it visible, sir? No?
Sir, it is visible.
Okay.
Sir, can you please turn on your camera also, sir?
Yes, sure, sir. Just a minute.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Namaste to all. It's my privilege to deliver a talk in this big platform. All we are the teachers, and all we know what is the meaning of the OB. OB stand for outcome-based education system. Outcome-based education system focuses that after the program, what a candidate or a person can able to perform his responsibility to deliver the knowledge for the service of the mankind in the society. That is the main focus of the outcome-based education system. So it is an educational delivery model only, which focuses on the mapping, measuring, and achieving the predetermined educational goals to help the technical students to learn their program subjects or program models, develop themselves, skill themselves, nurture the skills, and get ready to deliver their service to the society for the mankind. A technical institute or the university is nothing but it is an institute of the government or government aided or private self-financing organization which provide the course of the programs in the field of the technical education system, training and the research in the engineering and be a part of national growth. So this technical education promote manpower development which will help to the industries, well skilled persons which can able to provide their service by interacting the technology, develop and establishment of the industries by making the entrepreneurship. So we can say that the technical institute one of the backbone of the country. Benefit that a technical institute or the university provide to the students that for the development of the technical skill or increase the personal development along with the technical skills which is going to provide by the student to the industry to serve or to provide the services or the product or in the manufacturing sectors as in service. Academic skill as well as the employability skill, all the things that an university or an institute, a technical manner they can provide. So the most important part is the teacher or the faculty of the institute. The faculties, they always want to develop themselves to train the students. So 10 important things. The teachers always are the professional trainer, always wants to be a professional development. First, the teacher always want to be a good communication person, a good communicator. A teachers want personal development that the relevant to their students and be familiar with the trick and the technique or the model adapted in the teaching and learning methodology. Teachers want the personal development to conduct by the professionally with the classroom experience that how either virtual manner or in the physical interaction, they want to interact with the real environment problem solution part. So main objective in the program, you can say that the instead of the theoretical model, we have to go with the practical model and then experimental oriented things. Then only the students can be more familiar towards the skill. So before to train the students, the teacher first have to well acquainted with the techniques and the technology and the model. He must have to be familiar with that. So teachers always want to be an innovative. His idea, his communication, his interaction with the students in such a manner that it will generate the idea in the student's mind and they or a teacher can able to build a creative mind. A teacher, a well trainer will never tries to make the student as a robot, but they want to develop the robot. The teachers always want to through their personal development that makes them better, better a trainer and better a practical person, better a coach, better a mentor, better a guide, and better a fellow chauffeur. So teacher wants always the personal development that allows them to collaborate and speak honestly. Teachers always want through the personal development that will be relevant for any a long time range of period. Teachers want admin to attend and to participate in the personal development sessions. So what a technical faculty and faculty, you can say that professional development. A faculty is the life and blood of an education institute organization who is always acting or coming in the front line of the education system. They are directly responsible for delivering the top of the line knowledge and training in the educational system to produce a high level educator, a perfectly skilled person who can handle the industries. It is their prime responsibility through the hard work and authentic interaction with the students in the teaching and learning process. So faculty professional development, which refers to the activities that help a faculty member in improving their knowledge skilling, teaching effectiveness, and improving the vitality of the educational institutions. 5 roles, prime a teacher or a faculty have to play. First, he must be a strong mentor, a perfect educator, a good motivator, and you can say that a perfect guide or a knowledgeable guide or the coach. And at last, the faculty will be acting as a leader. So these are the certain parameters of the area where this not only the teacher, but also he will help to the students to learn and to make them their skill development. First is the education system, the teaching and learning process, in which methodology, in which method, what is the tool they are using, how they are interacting, how they are solving, whether they are interacting with the real societal problem or they are going with the simulation model, which is later on validated through the research work with the tie-off or proper validation with the industrial model. Then professional development. A professional development goes not only a teacher will apply the funding to the government sectors for the funding, at the same times the students will be involved or help the teacher how to write the project, so that at the same time a teacher can able to deliver its writing skill or improving skill to the student, that how we are applying a project. As a result of which the student can able to be familiar that what is a project, how funding will be applied, what will be the research, how we can do the research, etc. So a student will involve directly or indirectly manner with that project. Then professional development, self-management, interpersonal skill, stress management, programs and address, how we will be developed. Then along with the teachers, the student, we make the students to be take the leadership in the coming future in the society. So faculty development is the most important here, because before going to the train the student, the first the faculty have to be a perfect educator. A faculty development deals with the development of the faculty by the planned workshop or the programs which will give the knowledge or feed the vitamin to the faculty members. It is a dynamic process with the objective of developing and refining the teaching or research and administrative skills. Various points to be trained through the faculty development program: managing multiple roles and a new responsibility how to handle, integrating the technology into the teaching, learning, and the research processes, and how to be make a leader, or how we will improve the leadership quality and management proficiencies. These are the outcome of your faculty development program that must be focused during the training program. So if you will see that the benefit of the FDP, there are so many improvement is coming by giving the chances or analyzing on the FDP program, that what is the importance of a student to learn in the limited classroom time available, that will be focused in the FDP program. How does one plan and deliver the instructions, the content of the class, the course, and how it will be properly mapping with the 12 POs of the outcome-based education system, and which POs is more relevant with the consensus of the subject. Why? Another level, the level of, you can say that the questionnaire, the level of the teaching, the level of the content also be measured, that we will see in the later on, that with the 5 levels. How does one select or design the assessment that provide accurate information about how well students are learning? How does one ensure that objective, instruction, and assessment are consistent with one another? To help the teachers in a systematic plan manner, a way that will be effectively, you can say that facilitate the students the learning process. To help teachers translate the standard into a common language in through which a student can be able to confidently stand that yes, I can able to do after the subject completion of this course. I can able to perform this one. I can able to analyze this one. I can able to evaluate that this one. And finally, I can able to create something which will be required for my nation. To help the teacher analyze their objective, instructions, and assessment is the prime role of the OBE, that will be get trained or can be assessed or can be gain the you can say that be familiar through the various FDP program when the teacher will attend. So a professional development cycle consisting of the mainly 4 parameters. One is the assess, plan, learn, and act, which is we are telling that do. Then this is the taxonomy, what we are telling that Bloom's taxonomy, that consisting of main thing is the remember and understand. These are coming under the first level. Apply is the, you can say that second level little bit. What you understand the content delivered by the teacher, and how much you remember, then only you can able to apply. Then analyze your theme, then evaluate the result, compare it, validate it, then give the conclusion. After getting only these 5 steps, a person, a student or a faculty can able to come in his mind that something that I have to develop, I have to produce, that is known as your creation. So one example I have given here in one FDP program. Suppose as a mechanical engineering, finite element analysis, that we will analyze a model, we have to tell the content, that what is the pre-processing, what is the processing, what is the post-processing, what are the parameters included there, starting from the basic concept to its final analysis, then after the result as an outcome. Then we will compare it. So in the first case, that how we will understand, right? How we will understand. This is the basic understanding level and remember level. Then we have to apply. We will apply this one through the analysis. During the training program, we have to see that what are the nodes, how many nodes, what will be its load, where the load will be applied, what type of condition, boundary condition, etc. That we are applying here. Then after, we have to analyze the result. And based upon our experimental analysis, compared with the analytical model, or validate through the industrial requirement, industrial model, then only you can say that yes, this result is perfectly accurate, or this model is accurate for the implementation. Then after getting or familiar with this, that kind of softwares, with that particular analysis, then after we can able to think, let us go to design or a model, a cantilever, or you can say that a container, and we will analyze that one. This is the creation. After analyzing, the thought process is coming to generate something new, the new idea, and we have to validate through the analysis process what we learn. Remember, understanding, apply, analyze, evaluate. After that, the creation will come. Yes, this is the new generation or the new revolution. So the new revolution, new idea, we have to produce this. This is the creation. Then after the some development will coming to the society. So here, if we'll focus here, that what to know about the various open sources and the commercial software that are available for the CAE analysis. So this FDP program, we can able to know that what are the packages are available for the computer data engineering analysis. Then we can able to be familiar with the software, what is required for the analysis purpose. Then we can able to demonstrate the solid model through the available software. Then ability to analyze the result through the CAE software. Then evaluate the result with the proper judgment, with our experience, or any comparison with the analytical calculation mathematical model to validate the simulated region. Then only the coming the mind that the thing, a new model analysis for that region. I had written here, a student or a faculty both can have a potential, that ability to think a model analysis for a new product development through the creation. So most important outcome for the faculty development program is here, that how to train the student about the software and its use in the analysis. So what does a successful teacher looks like? A successful teachers must be familiar with the multidisciplinary activity in the technical field. If as a mechanical engineering, if I will skip that, I will be skip to the material engineering, then I will be failure, because with the change in the time, the technology is a dynamic role. The technology changes. So with the change in the technology, I had to adopt the technology in my field, how the technology will applied in my field for the R&D, or you can say that development, so that my field will be coming in an emerging field in the application related things to the society. So a successful teacher must be a flexible with the technology. So what this particular stage or the day, the teacher must have to be adopted. The teacher must have to go with a proper or a standard learning environment, just a learning environment that FDP attend, conferences attend, symposium attend, summit like this we are doing here, that we are, this is a knowledge sharing platform. We can able to interact with the new things, new ideas, or some new discussions provided by the speakers, by the researchers, by the expert persons. Then professional development, how we will professionally develop, how our communication skill will develop, how we can able to be much more familiar, much more close with the technology, how we can able to use the technology. Then after we will think that what modification we have to do in the curriculum and the instruction of the teaching learning model. Then we come to a standard and assessment for the student, which can able to help for the life and career skill development, and which is coming for the development of innovation skills, and which will help information media and the technology skill to touch the challengeable 21st century streams as a core subject, which is main focus of the OBE. So here, if you'll go through this, then the benefit or what the importance of the technical universities, if we will allow the teachers or the faculty members to get trained or self skill development. We always want, because now arena everywhere you can able to see that every university, every technical or higher education institute, they want a change in the educational platform. So what are the important nowadays, from conceptive learning to a discovery learning and creative problem solving oriented, from teacher centered to a learner centered arrangement, from an individual learning to a collaborative learning, from a theory dominated learning to a practical oriented learning, from a shared knowledge accumulation to a problematic issue orientation, from a content oriented learning to the self regulative learning, and from institutional staff based learning to a learning with and from the outside, and just like we are interacting. Similarly, from low level cognitive learning to a higher level cognitive learning, and from emphasizing only a cognitive object, which is also emphasizing the affective and the skill related objectives. The skills always provide the solution of the problem, understanding of the role of their community, learning ideas and complex skill for the solution of the realistic strategy, learn to learn, social skill related with the work in a group, professional skill and strategy associated with the planning, driving, managing, and evaluating of a various intellectual research in the R&D platform, metacognitive skills, integrated concept across the area of different subject and concept in the multidisciplinary activities, relating cognitive milestone, social, emotional, and professional with their real life. Then only you can able to enjoy your technical life. Then attitude, it must have an interest with the described to learn, the responsibility, initiative, and persistency and autonomy. So here I divide the total system with the three types learning process system. That first one is the lecture, second one is the case study, third one is the integration into the engineering curriculum that will focus with not only the fundamental, but also it will go through the, you can say that modeling, that means the, you can say that with the analysis, then focus with the evaluation, then after the development. So I've given here as a mechanical engineering, so thermodynamics, engineering mechanics, like that, these are the very fundamental, and quantitative methods tool, the modeling tool, and the other technological tools, technology and approaches for the technology, that is the clean technology and design and process product facilities. So skill is, you can say that skill, we are telling the skill means what? Skill means the knowledge to be familiar with the particular system. So first thing is the knowledge, second one is you have to learn the knowledge on that one, then the competency, the training, the experience, the practice, growth, then after we will go with the advanced technology. So here, based upon the advanced technology, the emerging technology nowadays is the application of the robotics, cloud computing, blockchain, artificial intelligence, big data, internet of things, VR, AR. So how we will interact? If you will not well acquainted with this, then only we can able to serve, we will failure and our student will failure. Because industries are going to adopt these things. They are adopting now, because this is the fourth revolution and focusing with the fifth society. Evaluation of technology, industrial revolution, role of data for emerging technologies, programmable devices, network devices, human to machine interaction, and future trend in emerging technology. So industry 4.0 completely focused on the digitalization and automation and cloud-based computing system. So all the systems are dependent upon the cloud, and all are coming through the Internet of Things. Each one want to the interlink. So most important thing, the hot cake is the security. The security on each and every chain model is the most important, and giving a challenge in the software industry that how we will make the secure of the data for that company or for that country. So these are the some future trend in the engineering technology: 5G networks, artificial intelligence, autonomous device, blockchain, augmented analysis, digital twins, enhanced edge computing, impressive experience in the smart space, because all are coming under the smart technology system. What is the meaning of the smart? Smart means the technology which is on your fingertip to interact with the environment. That is known as your smart. How without any physical effort, how easily or how quickly, how smoothly you will complete your job. That is the meaning of the smart. So all these things are the coming under the smart technology. Some emerging technology that will set the future of us and our business system, that is adapted by the smart industries: network centering, manufacturing, advanced manufacturing, smart working, sustainability of the faculty. Now the question arises that how a industry will, or we, or in technical institute or the university will sustain. The only one point is the skill. Based upon the change in the technology, along with the us, we have to skill the student. So before going to train the student, we must have to be skill ourselves in a first step, because we are the frontier of the education system. If we can able to know, we can able to operate, we can able to understand the smart technology, then only we can train our student to come to the front, move parallel with us, to get fit to the industry as per the requirement, to provide their service to the society. So artificial intelligence is the most important challengeable for all the industries now. They want to run it in an automatic manner with their own decisions. So artificial intelligence will provide not a natural brain, it is a generated electronics device which can able to take the decisions. The program will feed by us based upon the various, you can say that, tools: machine learning, deep learning, neural networking, pattern recognition, natural language, chatbot. These are the tools of the artificial intelligence system. Through these tools, first we have to be acquainted. Then after we have to train the students for their skill development. Each one is an perfect research area. Each one tool is very, very important for particular specified applications. These are the 30 important technologies that is play for the next coming 15 to 20 years in the market, because now the technology everywhere is developing. After development of the technology, next phase is coming for the implementation. During the implementation, the core industry will get high and increase, and the software development will parallel run. But most important, now everywhere we have observed that core industries is a little bit declined, because they are adopting the technology, they are expanding, they are adopting the technology for the production, for the business, for the manufacturing. Once it is well set, then it will run smoothly, and all the core education, that means the core branches of the technical institute or the university, will again go in the fly or high, and that will be coming very soon. Now everything is connected with the internet and IoT. You can see that industry in the supply chain business system: IoT aviation, IoT electronics, IoT retail, IoT automotive, IoT insurance, IoT manufacturing, IoT for energy and utilization. If you don't know, or if you will not interested to know about the IoT, then you will must be a failure model for ourselves only. So this change in the technology giving a challengeable, a new taste to the society. So along with the change in the technology, we must be familiar with the system, with the technology, with the skill. The skill give to how to knowledge about the technology, more depth operation about the technology, functionality of the technology, application of the technology and maintainability of the technology and sustainability of the technology in that particular sectors. So we can say that let us skill fast and give an opportunity or serve our service to skill others. Thank you. These are the industries. I have noted only very few industries here. Very, you can say that reputed industries are as far the application is concerned. These are the industries they are adopting, as well as few industries already adopted, and they are going to be added the advanced technology. So to touch them or to operate them, we must be familiar with our skill, with the technology. We have to improve the skill with the technology. We can able to handle the technology in a perfect manner. Else, the total system will collapse. And OB focuses that after program, not only the certificate, but a student what can able to perform, how can he perform, where his position, how he can utilize his learning things, contents, what we have provided through the curriculum in that particular program. That is the main target of the OB. So to achieve the OB, one thing is that first we have to skill, then we can able to skill the students perfectly manner through the curriculum by giving, as our university, we are providing 70% of the practical and 30% of the theory. Practical direct interaction in the laboratory with the men and machines, that's the principle. And even if we are making the things or theoretical deliberation of the content through the virtual platform, virtual environment system. So that if we will operate the robot in a virtual mode, the same robot is in the industry. If they know the kinematic model analysis, the movement analysis of the link, joint and parameters, etc., then they are easy. That is totally easy for a student when he get past the program and he will join in industry, he can able to operate the robot with a very, you can simple training, because they are much more familiar with that working environment in the virtual platform. So we have to focus in the all the four corners on the four direction with the 360 degrees, where the self-managed, computer assisted, differentiated, individually or group manner or community manner, that we have to see, case study based, interactive group, teamwork, learning by doing, collaborative, network, socialized, project based, problem driven, like this. So we have to focus in the four different corners with a 360-degree look for the development of the skill of individual student, that after graduate, what they will can able to perform. So with this, a global insight in the mechanism that underline the technical or sustainability problem, have an understanding for the relation of technical system and the soft systems, have a global insight into a technical and scientific dimensions, also be aware of the economic and social dimensions, acquiring understanding in the interrelationship between the product, process, and environment and the dynamic of technological change, also cooperate with the technical and non-technical disciplines, also capable of identifying the direction for the solution of the societal problems by understanding properly with the possible solution, by providing the possible solution for a long term and on other scale level, also capable of making sound judgment between the different direction of solution by taking consideration in uncertainty the dynamic of the technology, because technology changes rapidly time to time, ability to solve problems and develop projects under the sustainable paradigm. So at last we can say that teachers always plays a vital role, and they are the light barrier of the society, or you can say that they are the main person who can bright the society. A bad teacher always complains. Mediocre teachers always planning for the only teaching. A good teachers always explain the content very well. Better teachers will demonstrate the content through the practical. Best teacher will be motivated, but a great teacher will cover all the things to put the student just one fit front to the his position. Thank you to all my beloved teachers and all my students and all the expert persons, media peoples, and other people who joined with the system now on the live. Thank you. So might have I tossed the heart. I could not able to reflect more things of the OB because the OB is a very, you can say that content is a very vast. I've not touched that OB classification, that means the division or the subdivision which is required for the OB. It is a mainly 5 to 6, you can say the divisions. I have not assessed the tools. Only I focused on one part, that how the faculty can be skilled and what will be the main objective OB through this FDP program to make the student get ready to fit for the industry.